Anthony, this is just a follow-up to uh, my experience working with Adobe Comp and Adobe Photoshop Mix on the iPad. So just real quick, let me start with Adobe Comp. And when you create a new one, so for example, you could create a wireframe for an iPhone. So it starts kind of like with a blank palette. So let me just close this. And what I'll do is I'll show you a composition that I did. Um, for what I thought would be a cool mobile app just to kind of create some vision. And what's really neat about this is they call it non-destructive, I think. So you can't see my fingers, but if I hold three fingers down, what I'm able to do, and just kind of close your eyes for a second, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild this whole thing step by step and just kind of give you an idea. So if we start with a blank screen, now, again, this is going to probably time lapse about maybe 2 hours of me just kind of trying to build it. But this will kind of give you an idea of what you can do. So with your finger, you can actually start to draw boxes. And these boxes will be placeholders for pictures. And then also these squares will bring up text. So again, all I'm doing is really just swiping my fingers. So it's a little tough to see, but I put in a black border. And then I was starting to try to figure out what kind of a picture to use. And you can pull pictures off of the Adobe Cloud. And you notice all of them come up with the Adobe watermark. In this area right here, I was trying to figure out how to build the little icon for navigation. So you can see I'm starting to kind of play with that a little bit and just trying to figure out what kind of boxes to make. So as a drawing tool, it's it takes a little bit of work, but now you can see I got the three boxes in there. And then I'm trying to figure out how to move them around. So I got the boxes up at the top. And then I was trying to see how deep. And then I found a little search bar. So I put the search bar in there, although the color isn't perfect. And so then I was putting it up some text. So now we got the Players Club, welcome Laura. And I was still playing with the text, trying to get the size right. And then do I go all bold and all caps? And then I was trying to put together the dots, so it shows my navigation. And then at the bottom, I'm going to have points, play, relax, stay. And again, just to kind of illustrate some navigation. And then you can see where I'm saying, hey, Laura, your current point balance. This is where we talked about tiering. And then I put it, this is, again, you draw a box and you put an X through it, and that's to be a placeholder for your picture. So I was trying to find a picture off of the Adobe Cloud for casinos, and they have quite a few. So I thought this one would be nice, and then I looked at some other ones, and you can see I was kind of dragging it around on the screen. Then I'm like, oh, should we put this in? And then I found some pictures of chips, and that looked pretty cool, so I put that in there. And then I found some more pictures of chips, and so I liked that better. And so again, I'm able to layer this on top of it. So this was pretty much what I was able to build in Adobe Comp, right? So what I did then is I snapped a picture of that and I sent it to myself, and I put it on my phone. So let me just kind of close this, and then I went into Adobe Photoshop Mix, and I took the picture of my phone. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to move all of the background out of it so you could just see my hand in it. So again, I used Adobe Photoshop Mix to do that. I basically used the cutout button. And again, I won't demo this. Oh, well, let me see. Can I do this? Can I do it with the three fingers? Let me just see if I can scroll through. No, this doesn't do the three fingers thing to let you do it. But again, you can kind of see what I was doing is I took a picture on my iPhone of my iPhone in my hand holding it. And so I was able to, and you can see the checkerboard in the background. So I was able to mask out the background. Okay, so then what I did is I took this back into Adobe Comp, and oh, and by the way, this adventure guide, this was a pre-built one, so you can see where I kind of copied the ideas, right, with the dots and the navigation and things like that. But I just thought that was good looking. So then what I did is I went in and I wanted to build kind of like a one page. Now close your eyes again. I'm just going to go back to the beginning so you can see all the steps that I went through. But I started with a clean page. And again, what you do is you draw these boxes, and these are going to be picture holders. And if you draw another box, it just creates your text. And then I brought in the Try-Ons logo. And then there's my picture. And then you can see that the picture's got the bad background. So I had to go back into Adobe Fix to fix it. And you'll see that it'll get cleaner in just a second as I draw my fingers across here. So now I'm kind of moving it around, sizing it, putting it in the right spot. Okay, so if you notice now, the background is clean because I was able to take the picture. Again, here's what the picture looked like when I took it. You can see kind of like the color of the wall that I tried to take it against as the background. But then once I put it into Adobe Fix, I was able to clear that, mask that background. So now I'm just kind of putting together the layout, right, with the title. And if you notice right here at the top, if you notice the picture has the Adobe stock watermark in it. So I was able to get a free trial so I could download some content. And I just like this picture better. So I put this picture at the top. And again, I just kind of moved it around to kind of make it a little bit more visually appealing. And then I was just trying to highlight some text. And this was actually a quote that came from that guy from Turning Stone. And he said basically, you know, people don't want to bring their wallets. They just want to bring their phone. So then I brought in the Try-Ons logo. But again, Try-Ons, you know, I had to go back into Adobe Photoshop to mask out the text. So give me a second and you'll see as I pull that back in, now I've got it cleaned up a little bit. And so now that puts in, then I wanted to put in a head together, then I moved it around a little bit. And then again, I thought I had a better picture of it. Forgive me, but I'm just kind of showing you through the steps. And then I said, you know what, I want to put in a blue boundary around the customer loyalty side. So I added that, and if you notice now, the phone actually is layered on top of the blue and on top of the yellow. So I thought that was pretty cool how Adobe lets you layer it. And again, I did all of this kind of like watching videos and experimenting and stuff like that. And if you notice, I brought in one more Try-Ons because I didn't like the way that the whole inside of the, if I go back a little bit, it's kind of easy to, maybe it's not so easy to see, but in this Try-Ons logo, the center is actually white. So I wanted to clean it up just a little bit more. So again, you can see I'm kind of getting better and better as I do this. So then I got the Try-Ons logo in there. And now what I was able to do is produce basically a one-pager that just kind of talks about customer loyalty and to try to envision what a mobile app would be. So I just wanted to share this with you so give you an idea of how you can do all of this. Let me see if I can split the screen. How you do all of this, yeah. So there's Photoshop Mix on the left and Adobe Comp on the right, and again, just to kind of give you an idea of the stuff that I did. And if I go back here, I'll go back to the stuff I did. Here's the Try-Ons logo that I did, and again, where I had to mask out the stuff. Oops. So just to kind of give you an idea of how all this stuff will work nice on the iPad. So just wanted to share that with you and give you some background of what I've done. And again, all of this was pretty much free. Thanks.